Hello everyone, happy Wednesday. Hope you're having a beautiful day and a great kind of hump day or midweek experience. Today we're going to be talking about senses, sexuality, and sensuality and the difference between the two. I think a lot of the time those two topics and terms are kind of used interchangeably, so just wanted to provide some insight and background in that arena. And we've just gotten Whitman-Walker joining, so we'll get started. Hey, Paul. Happy Wednesday. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, we'll get started. So during the COVID-19 pandemic, Whitman-Walker's Community Health Department has expanded its outreach efforts to the social media platforms. We cover various topics, including HIV and STIs, sexual health practices, access to care, and social determinants of health. The community health team is here to educate and support you. My name is Jewel, and I use she, her, hers pronouns, and I work to bring educational Instagram lives to the space with Whitman-Walker's community health team. Today we're going to discuss sensuality and sexuality and just the differences between those two concepts and terms and what they mean for sexual health. But first we're going to go over the review from our kind of last Sexual Health Focus Live. We took a little break on sexual health and talked about Black women's hair health and just hair health experiences and what it's like to be on the lookout for hair loss signs and just reasons to go to the doctor and get that checked out and keeping on top of your general health care routine and practices and scheduled appointments and whatnot. So before that, we talked about masturbation for the masses, and together we learned that the safest type of sex that you can engage in is self-pleasure and masturbation. And when you engage in this type of sex, you're not at risk for swapping bodily fluids with another individual or contracting STIs or HIV or for experiencing unplanned pregnancy. You also don't have to court anyone or swipe on any apps or spend money at a social event or a bar to engage in this type of sex or pleasure. So masturbation can be highly underrated and overlooked. We also learned that masturbation increases your pleasure and can help relieve cramps if you're a person who experiences menstruation. And finally, we learned that masturbating can help you have better sex by helping you understand your wants and needs in addition to what is most pleasurable to your body. So let's hop into senses. Our senses can include some variation of touch, sight, sound, taste, and smell. We use many of these variations every day, whether you're touching your phone, watching videos on your phone, taking that first bite of a recipe that you tried from your For You page, or listening to the latest sound trending on Reels and TikTok. Our senses are a huge part of the impact that, like the various things and stimuli that we experience each day. So our senses are they play a really big role in the stimuli that we experience each day. Oxford Dictionaries define sensuality as the condition of being pleasing or fulfilling to senses. So again, this can be small things like watching a video clip, listening to a podcast, or touching something that's fuzzy and soft. Sensuality versus sexuality really comes down to being used interchangeably versus being accurate in how we always use it. So while tapping into a variation of senses, engaging in sensuality, it can be enhancing to a sexual experience as well. So to do this, to better engage your sexual experience through engaging your sensuality, you might light a candle with your favorite smell, tapping into your nose. You might adjust the lighting and or temperature in the space, so now you're kind of stimulating your eyes and touch. You might wear something silky or satin or lacy or latex, and again, this is stimulating to your eyes and touch. You might play some music from a favorite playlist. Now you're stimulating your ears in that sense. You might eat aphrodisiacs like strawberries or oysters or chocolates. Now you're stimulating your taste. You might engage in partner massages with your sex partners. You might shower together, or you might engage in food play. Again, kind of getting into that tasting sense. For sexuality, the Victoria, Australia Department of Health defines sexuality as being about your sexual feelings, thoughts, attractions, and behaviors toward other people. You can find other people physically, sexually, or emotionally attractive, and all those things are a part of your sexuality. Maybe there's a spiritual type or specific vibes that you look for in a partner, or a physical type that you find yourself attracted to, or something special about how you communicate to your partner that you're sexually aroused. Maybe you have certain feelings about your ideal sexual encounter, setting, and all of the activities involved. These are all part of your experiences with sexuality. Additionally, given that sexuality focuses on who you're attracted to, here's some information on the sexual orientation spectrum. This is the belief, or this is defined as a person's sexual orientation just being something that can change throughout their life, and that's completely okay. Sexual orientation can be defined as patterns of sexual, romantic, and emotional attractions. One's sense of identity is based on those attractions. So according to GLAAD, sexual orientation is the scientifically accurate term for a person's or for an individual's enduring physical, romantic, and or emotional attraction to members of the same or opposite sex, including lesbian, gay, bisexual, and heterosexual or straight orientations. The orientation spectrum is another really great term to know. The orientation spectrum helps place people whose sexual and or romantic orientation is toward persons of the same gender and or sex, i.e. gay, lesbian, and or same gender lesbian people, at one end of the spectrum, and then people whose sexual and romantic orientation is toward persons of another binary gender or sex, aka heterosexual or straight people, at the other end of the spectrum. So in this model, people who are sexually and or romantically attracted to both men and women, and or those who are attracted to folks with non-binary genders, are found in the middle region. Many of the terms used to describe sexual orientation apply to romantic orientation as well. So someone's sexual orientation is not necessarily the exact same as their romantic orientation. So now we'll just go through a long list of terms, but like very helpful terms to know, and helpful identities to know and recognize that are part of the romantic and sexual spectrum of identities and orientations. So first up, we've got aromantic. This means having little or no romantic attraction to other people. Aromantic individuals likely have little or no desire to pursue romantic relationships. There's also asexual. This is having little or no sexual attraction to others. So unlike aromantic folks, asexual folks may want romantic relationships just without the desire for having sex. Bisexual. This means someone has sexual attraction to men and women, and bisexual people mainly keep their range of attraction limited to two specific genders, or two specific categories. Demisexual. This means not experiencing sexual attraction unless there is an emotional connection. Heterosexual, commonly described as being straight. Heterosexuals are sexually and romantically attracted to a gender different than their own. Homosexual is attraction towards people of your own gender. More common descriptors are gay for men who are attracted to other men, and lesbian for women who are attracted to other women. Panromantic is a person who is romantically attracted to people of all gender identities. Thus, a person's gender does not factor into whether or not you are romantically attracted to them. Pansexual is the prefix pan comes from the Greek suffix meaning all. So pansexual people may feel attracted to people of any gender or gender identity, whether male, female, trans, genderqueer, etc. Queer is finding greater use as a nonspecific term as to describe a sexual orientation other than straight, including people anywhere along the spectrum. So queer is also sometimes used as an umbrella term for people of marginalized sexualities and genders. Same gender loving, also known as SGL for short, is a term that is claimed to highlight a unique experience of identifying as LGBTQIA+ through a Black cultural and historic lens. It's a term used to describe members of the LGBTQIA+ community, often among people who identify as African American or Black, and who have specific health disparities, often resulting in different health needs and approaches to meeting those needs. Sex spectrum. This is the concept of the continuum of people of sexes ranging from I'm going to start that over. Sex spectrum. This is the concept of a continuum of people with sexes ranging from people with typical male physiology. Oh God, that was terrible. Physiology. There we are. To people with typical female physiology. Some people think of sex as binary, meaning that a person can either be male or female, but this is not the case when considering folks with intersex identity. Our last term for the day is scoliosexual. This can refer to people who experience attraction toward non-binary or agender people. That was a lot, but I hope you learned some new terms about sexual orientation identities and romantic orientation identities, and just the difference between senses and sensuality and sexuality. So you can tap into any variation of your senses that are available and kind of enhance your sexual experiences with them. But sensuality can be as basic as appreciating a good smelling candle, or the touch of shower on your skin, or the steam from the shower hitting your skin. Those things are all based in sensuality as well, because they're based on pleasing and being pleasurable to your senses. Cool. That's Women Wednesdays today. Of course, before we go, we've got to give you a few reminders about COVID-19 and the vaccines. If you've already gotten your vaccine, congratulations. You've taken a really big step towards helping keeping yourself and your loved ones and communities healthy and not getting sick. multiple variants are always on the rise and spreading, so just be careful out there. The vaccine isn't 100% effective at preventing new cases of COVID-19, but it is very effective at preventing people from getting really sick with COVID-19, from preventing people from getting hospitalized with COVID-19, and from preventing people from dying of COVID-19. So keep alert, keep in touch with the latest CDC updates about mask wearing and use around where you are. If you haven't been vaccinated and you're looking for an appointment, please contact Whitman-Walker Health at 202-207-2480. We have COVID-19 vaccine available. Everyone ages 12 and up is eligible to get a COVID-19 vaccine. If you're a DC resident, you can visit vaccinate.dc.gov or call 1-855-363-0333 to schedule a COVID-19 vaccination appointment. If you're a Maryland resident, you can visit covidlink.maryland.gov or call 1-855-634-6829. And if you're a Virginia resident, you can visit vaccinate.virginia.gov or call 877-829-4682. If you haven't been vaccinated yet and you're not looking for an appointment, please continue to follow CDC guidelines for mask wearing, quarantining, social distancing, and the like. It's very important that you consider getting the vaccine and discuss COVID precautionary measures with those around you. Be mindful of masks and keep your distance, but especially when you do not know whether a person has been vaccinated or not. Remember to follow the Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter of Whitman-Walker at Whitman-Walker, and check our website at www.whitman-walker.org for the most up-to-date information on our services. And for more COVID-19 resources and general Whitman-Walker services, please call us at 202-797-4439. Again, that's 202-797-4439. You can also use that same phone number to call us to schedule a HIV or STI testing appointment at any of our locations in the DC area. We'll schedule an appointment, and it's super easy. HIV testing takes 1 minute, and you do your own self-swabbing for your STI testing. But yeah, thanks so much. Please follow our programs at RealTalkDC _ and at NoFilterDC, and wishing you a wonderful rest of your day.